Hi, I'm Stuart. Welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back. Thanks for viewing my video. In this video, I give my review of Parable of the Sower by Octavia E. Butler. This book is a dystopian science fiction novel. The book came out in 1993, and at the beginning of the book, it's 2024. The story is told in the first person by Laura Alamina. She is 15 at the time the story starts. Society has decayed. Work is increasingly hard to find. There's a widening disparity between the haves and the have-nots. There are a lot of desperate people. I should have said too that the story is set in the US. Despite the many problems, the US recently sent a mission to Mars. A group of astronauts went to Mars. Laura lives in a city that is about 20 miles from Los Angeles. She lives in a neighborhood that is surrounded by a fence that's topped by razor wire and glass fragments. A key is needed to open the gate to enter or exit the neighborhood. Lauren lives with her father, her stepmother, and her 3 younger brothers. It is dangerous to go out of the neighborhood into other parts of the city. It's even more dangerous to leave the city. People break into the neighborhood to steal things, burn down houses, and or kill people. Lauren's father is a minister. He still has work, but money is hard to come by. The people in the neighborhood do help one another out. Lauren has stopped believing in her father's Christianity, but she pretends to still believe in it. She's developing a religion of her own. She's developing a religion called Earthseed. Lauren has a condition called hyperempathy, where she believes she feels things like pain that those close to her are feeling. It can be debilitating. Lauren is trying to prepare for a time when she and the others will have to leave the neighborhood and the city and travel. The other residents are clinging to the belief that they won't have to leave the neighborhood and that things are going to get better. A new president was elected early in the story, partly on his promise to eliminate the space program, and partly on his promise to eliminate the minimum wage and cut worker protections, supposedly to get more people employed. Well, eventually Lauren and a couple other residents of the neighborhood have to leave the city and undertake what will likely be a very difficult journey. The story goes from there. I really like Lauren as a heroine. The other characters were interesting too, but many of the other characters are not all that likable. The book is thrilling, but it is very grim. It is difficult to read in spots. There are racism, misogyny, brutal murders, essays, child abuse, slavery, child death, animal death, and men with multiple wives. Something that made it difficult to read for me is that I could see the events in this book actually happening in the US in the not distant future. I recommend this book to anyone who wants to read a great dystopian / science fiction novel. If any of the concerns I mentioned are a problem for you, you may not want to read the book. I rated it 5 stars. One thing I should mention too is that this book was the first of what was intended to be a trilogy. The second book, Parable of the Talents, was released, but the third book was never released. The author passed away in 2006. So if you do pick up the first book, the first book could stand on its own, but you may, depending on your views of what was intended to be a 3-book series and only 2, you might want to take that in consideration too. I would be interested in knowing if you ever read this book or something similar. If you'd like to let me know, please add a comment. If you can't think of anything else to comment, please add an emoji. Perhaps a tree emoji or a plant emoji, because trees and plants do play some part in this book. Or perhaps a walking emoji, because there is some considerable travel by walking. Or an emoji of your choice. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, please subscribe, please hit the bell to get notified when I upload future videos.